Yes, a very warm welcome to all the grade 9 students once more. Here we are again to look at the next chapter, which is going to be the skin, and it is also called as the jack of all the trades. That means it controls the most of the activities that goes on inside our body. Okay, it is the main component over there. That is why it is called as the jack of all the trades, all the business activities that goes on. It simply depends upon the skin as the main component. So let us see how exactly is that so. It is said that skin is just not a covering. Now what else it is? It is also the largest part of our body. We can say it is the organ, largest organ. It accounts for more than 15% of an adult human's total body weight. And it is also impermeable barrier because it is going to allow only useful materials to get inside, and it restricts the unwanted things to get inside our body. So that is the outermost protective covering for our body. The next is it's stretched all over our body in the form of a layer, and many glands and structures are formed from the skin that we are going to see what exactly. Okay, that is why it is important, and that is why it is called as a jack. It's a tough outer covering called as integument, so it is also called as an integument. Functions of the skin. First function, just as I said now, that it is protection. It absorbs the mechanical shocks because our body be as we jump or hop or dance and whatever the shocks the body which is able to withstand with the help of the skin. Okay, then it prevents excessive loss of water, it prevents entry of disease causing germs, and it also acts as a protective layer against the UV rays. The harmful UV rays, which we all know can give rise to some kind of cancers, skin cancers and all, but it acts as a protective covering for our internal organs. Okay. Second function is sensation. Whatever we sense, like we are able to sense pain, touch, pressures, heat, a lot of other things. Temperature regulation is another function because in cold it prevents the loss of it, so that it maintains the body temperature, and in summers it facilitates the loss of it so that it cools down. Our body is able to be at the normal range of the temperature. Then it acts as a storage of food. It stores the reserved food materials such as fats. Whenever it is required, it is extracted. Next function is excretion. It eliminates the water and the unwanted or say extra amounts of water and salts. It is able to synthesize the vitamin D whenever we come in contact with sunlight. So that is why we are supposed to be there in the sunlight for a few minutes at least in a daytime. And then also we are able to hold up things. We get a nice grip of the things because we have got skin on our body. Yeah. Let us go further apart from the functions. Now let us look at the structures of the skin. What is exactly inside the skin? The main components of the skin are skin proper. We have been bifurcated this into two. First is skin proper, which is further divided into epidermis, that consists of the cornified layer and germinative layers. Furthermore, it has got dermis, which is classified into elastic fibers and blood vessels. There are many other small things over there. And the second part of it is derivatives of the skin. Derivatives are something that is attached with the skin, like hair, nails, mammary glands, sweat glands, sebaceous glands. Okay, so these are the two main bifurcations of the skin proper and derivatives of the skin. So skin proper, it is made up of two layers, just as we saw now, epidermis and the dermis. Epidermis, it is the outer thin covering of skin. It is piled up layer. It is thick in palm, soles and heels. Now you get an idea what epidermis is about, right? No, it has no blood vessels, okay, because its main job is to protect and have a thick covering, a thick coating, because these are the parts we use most of the times. It shows three layers. Outermost is cornified layer, middle is granular layer, and inner is Malpighian layer. Okay, so these are important two layers. You will have to learn them. Furthermore, we are going to study them in detail. So for outermost is cornified, middle granular, inner is Malpighian layer. Cornified layer, that is also called as stratum corneum. It consists of layers of flattened dead cells. It is made up from protein, that is the keratin. These cells worn out easily and are replaced by the lower Malpighian layer. Okay, it is tough for absorbing. It is tough. Why? Because it has to carry out these things like absorbing the mechanical damages, bacterial infection, and loss of water by evaporation. So that is why it is tough. Furthermore, it is granular layer. This is thin middle layer. It is made up of flattened cells. Nothing much for this. It just acts as a cushion. Okay, it is a middle layer which is consisting or made up of flattened cells. Furthermore, Malpighian layer, just as I told you now, it is also called as germinative layer. So, Malpighian layer is also called as germinative layer. It is the innermost region of the epidermis, the third layer, right, and continuously produces new cells. Now, this is the layer that is responsible to keep on providing the new cells, as worn out cells will die and go away from the epidermal layer. So, Malpighian layer is the one which is providing new cells. Now next topic is coloration of the skin, very important. See, we get complexion based on the amount of melanin. Now this is important, say substance, pigment you can say, in the cells of Malpighian layer, from dark brown to light complexion. So where is this melanin present? It is present in the third layer of the skin. Okay, so the amount of the melanin present, it gives us a complexion. If it is more in amount, we become more darker. If it is less in amount, we are lighter in complexion. So there are some examples given here, like Africans are dark pigmented, and while Europeans are whitish and Indians are wheatish, right? So this is all you can see, the magic of melanin over here. Sometimes fair people get tanned and become dark due to the overexposure of the sun, but they return to the normal complexion. Some people and the girls and even boys nowadays try to improve their complexion by using various kind of chemicals and homemade recipes, but it all depends on your melanin children, and that is something hereditary, I believe. Now look at the picture of the skin. I don't know whether you're able to see it very clearly, but you'll have to study this very properly. I'm going to forward you this PPT, so you'll have a look at this PPT and the PDF of the lesson as well, or you can refer to any other pictures from the internet. You can see various organs like the hair shaft, the sweat pore, the epidermis, the dermis. Okay, and here are the erector muscles, the root hair, the hair follicle. I'm showing you this so that in furthermore we are going to study what are all this. Adipose tissue you can see sebaceous gland or the oil gland. Fine. Yeah. So there are two abnormal conditions of skin pigmentation. Now that we are talking about melanin, okay, what happens? There are abnormalities found in certain people. First is called as leukoderma, and it is also known as vitiligo. Okay. Here in the skin pigmentation, that is melanin is lost from smaller or larger patches from different region of the body, not at the same region but different around the body. Some patches are the melanin is lost, so that is why they appear to be totally white in color. Okay, albinism is another one, and then there's a complete loss of pigmentation, including the hair, eyebrows, eyelashes, and iris as well. So skin appears to be pinkish in this case because the underlying blood vessels or the capillaries are seen and they are all carrying the blood, that is why pinkish. And it is a recessive trait, that means it is hereditary. Okay, unfortunately it has been carried from one generation to another generation. So the other layer, this was all about the dermis. We saw the three layers. Now we are going to have a look at the dermis. Okay, it is the inner thick layer of connective tissue made of elastic fibers, making it flexible and tough. So things are getting tougher here. Dermis is again a tough layer. Okay, having a lot of connective tissues because it has to connect many things now. It consists of many structures like blood vessels, nerve fibers, sensory organs, hair follicles, sweat glands, sebaceous glands, etc., etc. The layer next to epidermis is raised to form papillae. Okay, it is called as papillae, that has blood vessels and nerves for sensation. This papillae has got nerves and blood vessels. Okay, the layer beneath dermis is fat layer, which serves as a food reserve. We saw that in the functions of skin, right? But also as a heat insulating layer and shock absorber. That is how the skin is. Very useful. Now into the next part, that was all about dermis. The next is derivatives. What else is coming out of the skin? Yeah, we do have hair, very important for the beauty of a girl, and nails. Yeah, again, sebaceous glands are there, mammary glands are there, and sweat glands are there. All these glands are very important. Somehow they maintain our body temperature, somehow they are able to help in some or the other way. Okay, we are going to see in which exact ways. Starting with hair now, the first derivative. It consists of three parts. First is hair shaft, hair root, and hair bulb. Okay. When we are talking about this, you can go to the content or have a picture of the skin with you, so that you understand which part is which. What are we talking about? Which part are we talking about? So first one is hair shaft. They lie obliquely to the skin till slightly below the epidermis. Okay. And next part is hair root. Obviously it's a root structure. Down there it is embedded within the dermis. And hair bulb, it's a projection of dermis to form a papillae. We saw that. What is that papillae, right? A raised structure. So hair follicle encloses the root hair over here. The hair bulb and follicle together make up the hair grow. Okay, that is where these are the parts where the growth of the hair happens, the hair bulb and the follicle. That is why those creams and whatever you apply has to reach your follicle, they say, right? So you need to give a nice massage to your head with that cream, whatever you are going to apply. The amount of melanin decides the color of the hair again. Here melanin is again playing a role to give the texture, the color to your hair. Now there is another factor, something called as goose flesh. When we get scared, children, you watch a movie or something scary happens to you, or in winters as well, our hair is lifted, right, from the hand especially, we can observe, called as piloerection. This process is called as piloerection, caused by the erector muscles. What happens exactly is the next point. The muscle contracts at one end and pulls the hair on the other end. Okay, this creates the epidermis gets depressed, and it depresses the epidermis. That is why the hair is standing straight. But this is because of something sensation, like you are scared or you are feeling too cold or something like that. Okay, so this phenomenon is also important. Exam wise, it is asked many a times. Then next point is hairs also provide a sensation of touch, as it has got nerve fibers. Obviously when you have your touch, or even in your whatever hand small hairs are there, you touch them, you feel them, right? Because they have got nerve fibers. Then we have eyelids to prevent the entry of foreign particles. Same in the case of nose. Same in the case, we have got facial hairs for the boys, for the gender differentiation. So children, that's it for today. Okay, there is a little content more remaining. There are other derivatives we are going to see. Okay, so but for today we'll just have a look at whatever the contents we have gone through. You will please refer the PDF. You'll refer the video link which I'm showing, giving you the link for, so that whatever we have learned today, it will be memorized properly. And also the important part of this lesson is the diagram of the skin. Definitely diagram based question is asked there, and you are supposed to, sometimes they give the diagram and they give label 1, label 2, label 3, and you are supposed to name what is label 1, what is label 2, and label 3. So kindly go very thoroughly with the diagram of the skin. No, it won't be coming probably for the drawing as such, but yes, diagram based questions, definitely you can expect that, because that is a very important lesson. Okay children, so I hope that this was a happy learning for you today, and we are studying something very important, right? Yeah, so have a nice day today. Stay home and stay safe. Until next time, goodbye to all.